Good morning from the fantastic Florida Keys. So today we're gonna be fishing one of my favorite spots to fish, not just down here in the Keys, but in the entire world. But first, we're making a quick stop here at Worldwide Sportsman in Isla Mirada to grab some bait. This is one of my favorite bait shops to stop at, because you get to get in there and pick your own shrimp. Look at that monster there. That is a quality shrimp. Two of these guys too. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yep. Yeah. All right, next stop, the bridge. This is the second longest bridge of the 42 bridges that connect the Florida Keys, second to only the famous 7-mile bridge just a little farther south. So right behind me there is the Atlantic Ocean, and then if I do a 180, behind me over there is the Gulf of America. So a lot of water is rushing underneath this bridge every second, all day long, 24/7, which means this is an ideal environment for a lot of big predator fish to hang around. I've been fishing this bridge for several years now, pretty much as soon as I learned how to drive, and I have caught a wide variety of species off this bridge. Everything from little reef fish to big mutton, snapper, and grouper. So it's not an easy trek to where I like to set up on the bridge. I like to walk about halfway across the bridge where the water's deeper and the fish are hopefully bigger. So we've got our cart loaded up with probably 100 pounds of gear. So, but for the next 12 hours, I'll be fishing off the concrete, hopefully loading up the cooler and hooking into some solid fish, land-based down here in the Florida Keys. We have made it about a mile out here into the center of the bridge where we're gonna be posted up and fishing for the remainder of the day. So right now conditions look really good. We've got bluebird skies. Air temp's gonna get up into the 80s today. Water temp is already right around 80 degrees. We do have a bit of a breeze, but we're fishing from the concrete today. A little bit of chop does absolutely nothing to us. So starting off fishing this morning, I've already seen some small snapper caught near that end of the bridge, and I've seen a whole bunch of tarpon just swimming right underneath the bridge. So there's plenty of life around already. Now I did bring a whole bunch of gear out here onto the center of the bridge, but I like to start off fishing relatively simple, just to see if there's any bigger, more finicky fish hanging around the bridge that might be spooked by a whole bunch of rods and a chum slick. So starting off this morning, we got a variety of baits. As you saw, I picked up some shrimp and crabs this morning from Bass Pro. I also caught some pinfish yesterday, and that's what we're gonna start off chucking out this morning. We're gonna grab one of our primo pinfish here from the bucket, hook this guy onto our circle hook here, right through the nose like that, and that's going to be our first live bait of the day. And we're fishing all of our baits on pretty much the same rig out here today, a Carolina rig, which is a 4-foot fluorocarbon leader using 25-pound test here, up to a swivel with a 2-ounce egg sinker on another 20-foot of fluorocarbon leader. So let's walk over here underneath the road bridge and cast out our first bait of the day. Now a lot of the fish like to hang in that shadow line back there, which is where we're going to be trying to cast this pinfish. There we go, just right there. Try to cast into the back of the eddies behind these piles, and that's where a lot of these fish are going to stack up waiting for an easy meal. So we're going to make sure we wrap up our rod here just in case we get smoked. On our second rod here, we're going to fish a big piece of cut bait. Some of those pinfish didn't make it last night, so we got some fresh pinfish to chunk up here. So we're going to hook that up on the same rig that we just threw out the live pinfish on. It's our Carolina rig, and all of our rods and reels here are 4,000 size reels. on medium heavy setups. This right here is a Penn Slammer on a 7.6 Tsunami carbon shield. So let's walk over to another eddy where we're gonna cast out this chunk of bait. And as you can see, I'm setting up on this side of the bridge as the current's flowing from the Atlantic to the Gulf. And if you want to be fishing down current, that's where most of these fish are going to be stacking up. Definitely want to make sure we bungee that rod up too. All right, now as those bait rods soak, we're going to bounce around here with some of our jumbo shrimp that we picked up this morning. And these are the ideal shrimp that you want while fishing the bridge, because pretty much everything out here eats shrimp, but these larger shrimp tend to attract larger fish and keep those smaller ones away. So just threw this Mondo shrimp on a little yellowtail jig right there, and trying to do some finesse fishing as we bounce around in all these little eddies behind the pylons. There's so many tarpon down there, it's insane. We're not really going to be tangling with these tarpon just yet. I love to try to catch some bottom species to start off the day. Maybe some mutton snapper, yellowtail, or mangroves that we could load up the cooler with. But one of my favorite parts about fishing out here on the bridge is that you have no idea what is going to bite your bait at any time. Conditions look good this morning. Let's see if we can't pull into some nice fish here off of Florida Keys Bridge. Oh my God, there's a fish. That's a good fish there. Good fish. Good fish. Come on, away from the bridge. Away from the bridge. That thing smoked it, dude. Good fish. Good fish on the shrimp. Oh, it's a little mutton. Woo! That guy smoked the shrimp. Damn. All right, I want to take care of the future of the fishery. We're not going to keep this guy in the water too long. Little juvenile mutton snapper, probably about 13 inches or so. See you, buddy. Woo! Those things put up quite a fight despite their little size, but that's the right species. First fish on the concrete for the day is a little juvenile mutton right there, and that guy inhaled this shrimp right here. So I threw that little yellowtail jig around for a little bit, but as you can see, it is blowing right now and that current is moving, so couldn't stay on the bottom. Switched up to a Carolina rig just like all my other rods, and well, it was on the bottom long enough to get that proper bite. Where there's some small muttons, there should be some big muttons, and I'd love to get a keeper on the bridge today. Just getting that bait to the bottom and free lining here, allowing for that circle hook to get him right in the corner. Already getting bit again. There's a fish. There's a fish. Better fish there. Better fish. Oh! These guys throw down, but they are tiny. Another short mutton right there. Not a keeper size, but these are such gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Those turquoise blue stripes from the cheek, that fiery red tail, those yellow hinged fins, but not quite a keeper. So back down you go, buddy. There he is. There he is. There we go. Oh, look at that. Not a baby mutton that time. That's a little mangrove snapper right there. This guy would probably be a keeper here, but I'm not really looking to load up on too much meat. So you get to live, buddy. See ya. That guy would have just been barely a keeper anyway. So if we're gonna keep any big mangoes, we'll keep a proper one and not just barely keeper. But tons of snapper life behind this little pylon right here. There's just gotta be a bigger mutton or mang hanging around in that school. Monster shrimp for some hopefully monster fish. That's a good fish there. That's a better fish. Better fish on the shrimp. Another mango. Another mango on the shrimp. Slightly better snapper right there. That's a beautiful mangrove. You know what? Toss this guy in the box. Solid 13-inch mango right there, going in the cooler. There's a fish. That's a better fish there too. Whew, good fish on the shrimp, man. These things are fired up. No way. Check that out. And that'll be a snapper slam right there in about the first hour of fishing. A little juvenile yellowtail snapper right there. Just stumped that shrimp. Oh, you gotta love the biodiversity fishing down here on the Keys. And land-based catching 3 types of snapper in the first hour of fishing is pretty freaking awesome. Like I said, you just never know what you're gonna catch here off the bridge. So far we've caught mutton snapper, mangrove, and there we go as our first yellowtail of the day. And it's not even 10 o'clock yet. This day is off to a pretty great start. Let's see if we can't put some more fish on the concrete and some more meat in the box. There we go, fish, fish. Fish on, that's a better fish there, feels good. Oh, it looks like a nice yellowtail. Nice yellowtail there for the bridge. Yes, sir. Well, I'll take that all day. That is a gorgeous yellowtail right there from the bridge. So this guy swallowed the hook. We're gonna have to keep him, definitely keep her size. We're gonna give him a quick measure real quick before we toss him in the cooler, but that is a beautiful fish. These guys are so fired up down there. Every shrimp I toss is getting smoked instantly. Started off catching some juvenile muttons, then some mangs, but these yellowtail have moved in and they are chewing, baby. All right, let's give this guy a quick measure here. Make sure he is a keeper. He's not gonna make it anyways. Yeah, that fish is gonna go 13 inches to the tip there all day. Definitely a keeper. Nice keeper yellowtail. There we go, fish on. It's another good fish there. These snappers fight hard. Oh, that's a mango. Another solid mango too. Woo! It's the biggest mangrove of the day for sure. Yes, sir. The snappers are absolutely chewing out here. Yeah, solid 13.5-inch mangrove right there. That guy will keep all day. In the box you go, buddy. Oh, we're on, we're on. What is that? Somebody's taking a little drag here, huh? Oh, no way. Another species for the day. Yes, sir. What a multi-species chew we got out here. So species number 4 for us on the day. That right there is a yellowjack. Oops. These guys are one of the best eating fish down here in South Florida, and they are unregulated. No size limit, no bag limit. And this little guy is gonna make a perfect appetizer for our snapper dinner. So the shrimp are producing this morning. Get another fish going in the cooler. What a great multi-species start. And yeah, we definitely put some meat in the box already. Just here, fishing the concrete. How awesome is that? Another fish going in our box. There's a fish. Good head shakes on that guy. What is this? Yellowjacks? Yeah, another yellowjack. Decent one there. Woo! It's a better yellowjack for sure. There we go. Yet another yellowjack right there. That is a bigger one than we caught earlier, but the colors on these fish are just incredible. That turquoise blue, bright yellow around the edges. But we already kept one yellowjack to meet our appetizer later. So it's this guy's lucky day. See you, buddy. Those guys are absolutely delicious to eat, but I'm just looking to catch my snapper limit today because I'm not gonna be in the Keys much longer. Just need food for a couple days. And you know? Don't need to kill everything I catch. Damn, there are some giant tarpon there, facing up that current. I wonder if they'll eat a pinfish. There's some good tarpon down there, so let's give this pinfish a toss. Let it drift right to him so we can't get bit. Come on, right there. Get thumped. Oh, just had him. Just got smoked. Just got smoked. This guy's fired up. He wants it. He wants it. He wants it. Come on, mister. Come on, tarpon. Eat it again. Eat it again. Yeah, come on. Right there. Right on you. Dude, that was right. That bait got smoked. All right, making a move here, try to stay on those tarpon. Found a whole bunch of little bait fish out there. Not sure what they are, but they can be an awesome bait. We can get them here on the sabiki. See if we can't jig up a couple on the sabiki here. They're in a tough spot to get to though. There's bait. We got him. What do we got here? We got one. Oh, what are those? I don't know what these fish are. Trying to catch bait, we caught this guy. This is a new species for me here. Never caught one of these guys before. So cool looking. So folks, midday update for us here. It is early afternoon right now, and that current has completely done a 180 from flowing from the Atlantic towards the Gulf to the Atlantic. So we had some fun this morning blind casting some shrimp around. We were able to throw a couple nice sized snapper into the cooler there and caught plenty of fish this morning. But this afternoon we're really looking to build some life and get on a consistent bite off this terrace here. So we brought out 3 of these chum blocks here that we're going to drop down, and these chum blocks are hopefully going to attract a wide variety of fish to come in, especially some bigger size snappers. So we've got ideal conditions, a strong current, beautiful water, and still plenty of time left in the day to fish. So let's drop down this chum block here. So as our chum bag builds its chum slick, we're gonna be sending out some more bottom baits here to hopefully intercept whatever curious fish come in to check out our slick. So just fishing a couple of pinfish here that we're gonna bomb out. Still fishing the same areas in the eddies behind the pylons where that current is not as strong and those fish really tend to stack up. So first rods down, we're gonna send out a wide arsenal of rods because we have so much real estate on this bridge to fish. All right, and while our bottom rods sit in the chum slick, we're gonna keep on using up these shrimp, bouncing around, see if we can't find some decent bites all down the bridge here. That's a good bite. That's a good bite. That's gotta be a good mutton there. Good bite. On the cut bait. Come on, buddy. Please be the right species. Yep, looks like a snapper. Looks like a snapper. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That's gonna keep all day. Come on. Flip or die. Flip or die. Come on up, baby. Whew. All right. That goes like keeper. Let's measure him real quick. Make sure he fits. He's gonna be just on the edge there. Yes, 18 on the dot. Oh, yes, sir. Let's get bit here on the shrimp. That's a good fish there too. Another better fish. What is that guy? It's like another snapper. What is that? Oh, a big old porgy. Boom. Yes, sir. Oh. All right. I was about to question if this spot was still alive. We're catching some fish. Woo! There we go. Keeper mutton snapper off the bridge. That guy is just barely 18 inches right there, but that is a legal fish, and these guys taste absolutely delicious. So this mutton right here is going to be our dinner tonight. What a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. While I was dealing with this mutton here, we caught this nice sized porgy, another new species for the day. So some more fish to put in the box. The bite really slowed up from this afternoon, but that's because that current is just rushing through, and a lot of those smaller fish we were dealing with this morning just aren't out to play. So all right, 2 bites, 2 more fish in the box. Standing out here in 85-degree weather, bluebird skies, turquoise water. This is why this bridge is one of my favorite places to fish on earth, and is a land-based fisherman's paradise. Another one in the box, and another one. That was a pretty textbook bite. Dropped the chum bag in, threw out some cut pieces of pinfish way back in the chum slick, and then our drag just started screaming. So we're gonna bomb that pinfish chunk way out back. Let's let our bait soak, see if we can't do that again. I'd love to put another mutton on the concrete. Oh, there's another bite. Another good bite. Oh, we're doubled up on good bites. Doubled up on good bites. This one's still there. Oh, this guy dropped it. This one dropped it. That's a good fish. Damn, did we miss both of them? Damn, 2 big bites right there we just missed. That's tough. I still got some meat on there. I'm gonna cast that back out. Sucks to miss those bites, but that's just part of the game sometimes. Oh, we're on again. We just got smoked again, dude. There's some big fish down there fired up. Sucks to miss fish, but that's just part of the game sometimes. You're fishing these rods out here on the bridge solo. There's a fish. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I was looking for, baby. Yes, sir. Not a giant one, but that is the target species I was looking for, baby. Yes, sir. Yeah, another new species for us there, folks. Our first hogfish of the day. These guys are a sensitive fish. Just get a quick measure on them, and you throw them in the box or let them go. All right, buddy. A little too short. See you, dude. Yeah, another species out here on the bridge. The biodiversity is just unrivaled, like nowhere else out here on the Florida Keys. So just blind casting these shrimp around, which are a hogfish's favorite food. And we're allowed 1 hogfish here in the Atlantic at 16 inches. So that's why I kind of dealt with that guy super quickly. You wanted to make sure he swam off strong, didn't have him out of the water too much. But if we can get a 16 incher, I will be absolutely stoked. So let's get back to the hog grind. There's a fish. Got him. That's a good fish. Whatever that was, just took some drag. Big boy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Big boy hogfish. Big boy hogfish. Giant hog. Giant hog. I don't know if I can flip him. Only got a choice. Come on. Come on. Oh my God. This is terrifying. I should have brought the net. Should have brought the net. That's a big hog. That's a big hogfish. Yeah, baby. Let's go. That's a giant. That's a giant hog. Let's go, baby. Giant land-based hog. Oh my God, and as I was coming back, my line just broke right there at the swivel. I'm only fishing 15-pound fluoro here. All right, this guy's gotta be 16 inches to the fork. Oh yeah, he's gonna make it all day. That isn't, yeah, that's an 18-inch hogfish all day right there. Let's freaking go, baby. That is an amazing hogfish from land here in the Florida Keys. I mean, wow. Just look at that fish. That is nothing short of amazing right there. Caught one hogfish, 13.5 inches, and kind of figured out the pattern. Went back to the same spot, and here we go. A 17.5, almost 18-inch hogfish. That is an absolute stud from land, and just an absolute beauty of a fish. What a day it has been, folks. Still fishing out here. It's only 2:45 and we have a cooler full of so many different species, and yeah, that is just why I love fishing the Florida Keys bridges. What an awesome catch from the bridge, and this guy is going to taste absolutely delicious tonight for dinner. That is awesome. And another fish headed into the cooler. So we grinded out the rest of the afternoon on the bridge, but the fishing was pretty lackluster, missing some big bites, catching tiny muttons, and getting teased by lockjaw tarpon. So we packed up our stuff, donated some of our catch to other anglers on the bridge. I got another snapper. And one yellowtail too. Oh yeah, sure. Sweet. Thank you so much. Of course, guys. And sent it home to clean and cook our fish. All right, so folks, back home now after a very productive day on the bridge. Caught a wide variety of species, 3 species of snapper, yellowjack, porgy, hogfish, as well as a couple other miscellaneous species, and we saw a whole bunch of marine life out there. So I ended up giving away the other snappers, some other people fishing the bridge, and we brought back our haul that we're gonna be cleaning and cooking up this evening. So we got ourselves a yellowjack appetizer, our main course, this succulent hogfish that we were blessed with today off the bridge, and an 18-inch mutton snapper to hop in the mix. So we only got a couple minutes left of daylight. Let's get to filleting. Look at that, and that is why you bleed your fish right there. That mutton snapper fillet looks delicious. Voila. What a beautiful fish. This hogfish is just such a cool anatomy with these gnarly spines and that crazy, crazy snout. Just such a bizarre looking fish. And this guy's gonna taste delicious tonight. That's not a bad haul of meat for fishing on the side of the road. So just cleaned up today's catch here from the bridge, and tonight we're gonna be eating some hogfish as well as a mutton snapper fillet. Gonna try to do a little taste test, see if I can find the difference. I know hogfish is one of the most coveted and delicious fish that you can get down here in the Florida Keys. And we're gonna be cooking these guys up in a key lime butter sauce, actually a copycat recipe from Lazy Days, one of my favorite restaurants to eat down here. So first step, we gotta make that key lime juice. So we got some regular limes here as well as some key limes. And we just gotta juice these guys up real quick.
And we're gonna add a cup of water to our key lime juice right here. And the recipe calls for some white wine, but Corona is the closest thing we have. I'm not running and drop money on some wine, so. Just a little bit for flavor there. All right, now we're gonna add our little key lime water concoction here and let that sit for 5 minutes and reduce, really concentrate those flavors. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. We're gonna add about a half teaspoon of garlic powder in there. And we're gonna add a little bit of black pepper. Now we're gonna reduce that heat to low and add some butter to the sauce. We're just gonna add about a teaspoon at a time till that butter melts and the sauce absorbs our butter. We're not gonna be shy with the butter either. We're gonna use this entire stick in our sauce. Now to thicken our sauce, we're gonna be adding 3 teaspoons of cornstarch. And we're just gonna stir this so that sauce gets thick, boy. All right, sauce is looking good. Let's turn off that heat. All right, that sauce is looking good. Now while that sauce rests, we're gonna move on to cooking the fish here. So with the hogfish and mutton, we're gonna be breadcrumb and crusting, which means we gotta make ourselves a little egg wash here. Whisk those up real quick. What's a DJ's favorite sauce? Marinara. Oh, that was dumb. All right, now we're gonna drizzle a little bit of our key lime butter sauce into the pan right there. Now we're gonna grab our hogfish and mutton fillets and just bounce them down the egg wash station here. Henry Ford will be very proud. Oops, did that the wrong way. Did not follow PEMDAS right there, so we're gonna go egg wash into the flour. Stop, drop, and roll in the panko, and throw that bad boy in the key lime butter sauce. All right, there we go. Looks like the hogfish and mutton are enjoying their key lime butter hot tub. Just gonna give it about 2 minutes per each side. Flip that over. Oh yeah, that hogfish looks delicious. All right, these guys look done to me. Come on. Oh yeah, that fish looks absolutely delicious. Final step, gonna get the rest of our key lime butter sauce here and just drizzle that on top. That looks so good. All right, on our final step, we're gonna add a little splash of color there with some freshly diced tomatoes. Let's add a little bit of parsley. Add some shallots. And finally, we're gonna add some Publix Italian cheese. Final garnish. Oh, that looks so good. All right, it is time for us to enjoy the fruits of our labor. So it started out as a live shrimp cast from the side of the road off of one of my favorite land-based fishing spots in the entire world. Turned into one of my favorite dishes down here in the Keys. This is mutton snapper and hogfish lazy day style DIY. So I'm very excited to try this, see how it turned out. It was quite the effort. It took about an hour and a half to cook, but oh, that crust of the panko just underneath that delicious looking garnish. I mean, I have high hopes for this meal right here. Just incredible. So that right there is the hogfish, and you can tell by the lack of big clumps, it is a very, very fibery fish. Very soft flesh. Oh my gosh. Just carries that flavor so much. Just an incredible, incredible bite of fish, and I am so fortunate that we had such a great day on the bridge. So it really is unreal, all the possibilities that exist fishing the Florida Keys bridges. We caught multiple different types of snapper, a bunch of other smaller fish, saw a whole bunch of fish, saw a whole bunch of huge tarpon, sea turtles, and we loaded up the cooler with a couple pounds of meat. So Florida Keys bridge fishing is absolutely one of my favorite ways to fish anywhere, and yeah, this is definitely a 10 out of 10 meal. So thank you folks for tuning in to this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you want to support the channel, you could drop a like below, drop a comment on the video, as well as shop my merch. I'll link in the description. I sell t-shirts just like the one I was wearing all day, not this guy, and sweatshirts as well if you guys are in a colder climate. So yeah, 10 out of 10 day on the water. Florida Keys is an unreal place, and yeah, I am going to absolutely enjoy this meal. I mean, this is one of the best bites of fish you can ask for. So good.